Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about top 25 AI tools that you could use in Visual Studio Code. Now, as a developer, having the right tools available in the right place at the right time can really boost your efficiency and workflow, which is why this topic is all the more important. So with this, let's get started. But before we do, please like, subscribe, share our channel. Also subscribe to our newsletter at arinatechnologies.com, or you could also go to cloudmysign.com and subscribe. So with this, let's get started. AI in Visual Studio Code. First of all, you will automate the repetitive tasks, and setting up the code or the common syntaxes, you can very speedify, like even printing a print statement is a lot more simpler if you have AI in it. What you could do is, as part of the AI setup, you could have simpler debugging, and also it'll give you the code snippet that you require. The AI tool will offer intelligent code suggestions, documentation, help as well. And also, not only would you just be able to expedite all coding, but also you can also be able to learn and understand. So what are the top 4 or 5 AI extensions in VS Code? The first one is GitHub Copilot by GitHub Now Microsoft. You could use as part of setup. You don't need to go for the payment one. You could use the free tier, and that should solve most of your requirement. The Code Whisperer, now also called AWS Q, it is great for AWS developers, and it provides context-aware suggestions and integrates well with AWS Toolkit. ChatGPT extensions. It uses OpenAI inside Visual Studio Code. If you ask a question, it can generate snippets, and it is great for writing regular expression, understanding errors. Codium is a free Copilot alternative, and it is fast and lightweight as well. Tab9 is for AI-powered compression. It can work offline as well and provides language support demo. Let's go and check out how you can go about setting each one. So let's get started with GitHub Copilot. I have VS Code open at my end, and first thing we will do is go to the extension part of VS Code, because a lot of the plugins that we will be doing will be from the extension installation. So this is where you could go to extensions and click on here. And if you see, you could search for GitHub Copilot, and this is going to be the option that you would want to select. I just did the installation, and apart from installation, you could have the option of providing the setup, and it may show you access required for GitHub Copilot. Come to this URL, which is github.com/features/copilot/plans, and this is where you see you have these options in GitHub Copilot. You could just use the free one. You don't need to go for the other ones, Pro, Business, Enterprise. For the most part, for the most developers, this should suffice. So if you have VS Code like I do, you could click here and open now. You will get this prompt, and this is where you should have the setting already there. You would need the URL and permission when you do the setup. You could sign up from here, and then once you do, you will be taken over here. You could have these settings enabled by Canthropic Cloud. You can use this option. And then Google Gemini, you can have this enabled, and other settings as well. Ensure you have these enabled for your setting, so that once you do, you can have the GitHub Copilot available in VS Code. And the benefit of this is, if I go to one of these files, you could simply come here, you could ask the question in Copilot, and you can see what to improvise in my code. It'll providing you all these different options, how you could go about doing this setup. So it's a very nice, friendly, intuitive way. Instead of taking this and going to other components, you have it out of your box in your IDE. And not only that, you can come here, you can type here. You see there's a lot of print statements that will really help expedite your development as well. So I hope this provides a quick overview. And how do you go about using VS Code? Drop in your comment about your experience. And what we can do is we can go to the next one, which is AWS Q. For AWS Q, we could come here and type in Q, and this should pull up the Amazon Q option. I click here, click install, and yes, choose this option, trust publisher, and install. Now I need to sign into AWS Amazon Q to do this setting. Now you see there is another option, it corrects anonymous usage mode. So you could just click OK. If you're fine with it, if you don't want to send your data You could go to settings and change the setting. I'm fine with it because it does not, this just has the logs of telemetry data. So you can just click OK. So now I need to go to AWS to do the sign up. You need to use for free option, and I can hit choose this option. It's already selected by default. And once you do, you hit continue. And now you can copy this URL. So I have my browser open and I can provide this option. And over here, since I already have an AWS Builder ID, I'll just hit this one and provide the email ID that you want to use. So come here, choose the option, and provide your password. And now you would get an email verification code. This is the screen where you will be required to provide your email ID and verification code, and you will need to create an AWS Builder ID. For the most part, the free one should suffice. You will be shown the screen where you could provide the AWS ID extension for VS Code to access your data. Click here, allow access, to see the VS Code setup. Okay, I'm Amazon Q. Where would you like to start? You have these different options. Explore. You can ask a question out here. How to, say, improvise this code. Let's try the same one. Let me close this one. And we can try this. I'll click the acknowledge so you agree with the terms. You have these options that you could try. You can get it inline codec suggestions as well. Like this is the one you want, you can try it out. And this is the tip that it is saying to get suggestions. If I want, I can try it out. And you see it's giving you the option as well for here. So this is the Amazon Q option. And not just that, what you could do is once you have set up Amazon Q developer in your IDE, you can enter these handy quick commands in the chat panel. The first one is like if I type clear. So what clear is going to do is it clears your current conversation. And if I want, I can also type /dev. These are the prompts. It will initiate a conversation about Amazon Q's development, feature capabilities, and starts the process of creating an implementation plan for adding new features to your project. And this is where you will have the feature development Amazon Q developer agent for your development activity. Now you could provide your task over here. I need to say enrich a web page. That is HTML. So if I do simple tasks like this and you'll be able to see how you can generate a simple web page by using the task option. So let's wait for it. Okay, so now Amazon Q has done the code setup, the task that I had mentioned, and it's asking me for the approval that if I'm good to go and accept all the changes. I do this, it will say I have updated your code. Files, would you like to view on another task? And if I can go here, I should be able to see this new file that is created as well as a very basic one. But I think you get the point. The task option, if you provide more advanced prompts, you will be able to get the task as well. So let's take out the other option of Q. Okay, so this is where you come back here in this particular icon. And now you could just say, I don't want another task, no thanks. The next one we will look at is /transform. This is the /transform option that you could use. /transform is going to upgrade your code by using this command to start a conversation about transforming your code base from one language version to another with Amazon Q. These are the versions that are supported: Java 8, Java 11, Java 17, or Java 21 projects built on Maven. Currently, Amazon Q is supporting the transformation capabilities to a new version. I don't have any such product for now, but you can use it and share your feedback. And the last option is help option. You could have the option out here. It'll open the chat for you, and you can ask the question. It'll give an overview about what Amazon Q can do. You can ask example questions and available quick commands by entering /help. Amazon Q doesn't just answer questions. It can also directly explain and update your code within your IDE. Just highlight the section of code you need help with and choose from these options. So let me just go here. And this is not a video specifically for Amazon Q, but because Amazon Q is sort of new, I just thought to kind of go a little deeper in Amazon Q to show a little more options. Say I have this code snippet that I want with more explanation on. So you could select the code selection And you could go to this particular setting and hit explain. You will see the answer. You will see this code snippets from a React application and handles the sidebar navigation functionality. It is breaking down what this code is doing and background as well. You could also have Amazon Q improve the readability, efficiency, or other aspects of your code. You could type this as refactor. If you want, you can type refactor. Here's a refactored version of the code that improves readability and follows React best practice is something very good. So a lot of developers, they use React. So you could consider this. If you have any issues, you could also type fix. You will need to install the dependencies if you haven't. Here's the fixed version of the code, maintaining the original functionality while improving its structure. So you see it can refactor, it can transform, it can fix. And now that you could use this code as part of this setup. You can do optimize as well. And optimize really enhance the performance of your code with suggestions from Q. In this setting, you could type like /dev. I want to add user authentication to my app. You could have Q generating code for you. Similarly, you could have /transform my Java 8 project to Java 17. You could type fix. Why is this code throwing an error? Because Q is from AWS Amazon. You could be able to improve a lot with using the AWS option out here. Let's check out ChatGPT. You could type CodeGPT. You will see a lot of the options out here. Select the one which has the most downloads. And the one that I usually use is Daniel Sam. This seems to be the most popular one. Come here, click install. You could do the trust publisher and installation. Let's give it a few minutes. This is installed. What you will need to do is do you want to allow public and private networks to access this app? Hit allow. And now this is where you will see CodeGPT option here. If you already have an account, you could click sign in. Yes, I do want to open it. Now, and you could do authorize Udin Labs, and you can now use VS Code. So you need to sign up for this particular plugin, and this is where you could choose the different models. You could choose GPT, you could use Llama, and even you could use DeepSeek and other models. There is no such specific one from OpenAI, but using CodeGPT, you could not only get access to ChatGPT, but other models, DeepSeek, Gemini, Claude, Llama, as part of your setup. The prompts are going to be the same. I wouldn't, again, go with those same prompts. Now let's get to the next one, which is Cordium. Cordium is going to be a lot similar. That is, you come here and you type Cordium. This should be simpler compared to the ChatGPT one. Now you can have these options of Cordium, AI autocomplete. Usually they have these 2.4 million. Choose this option, hit install, trust publisher. You click allow, and you will again need to go open, and you can copy, and you can open this browser and do a sign up. You can check it out and share your feedback on using Cordium. In fact, don't install too many extensions because it can slow down your VS Code. We just check out the last one, which is Tabdine. So I will come here. You see there are so much more downloads. Tabdine, I can do the install. And this is where it will provide you the option of how you can go about doing the ChatGPT, not the ChatGPT, but how about you can go about doing the AI setup to help and expedite your code. And you can see the number of reviews and number of downloads. That will show you how popular it is. With this, I hope you were able to understand what are the different AI tools that you can use and the most popular ones you can use in Visual Studio Code. Please like, subscribe, share the channel, and also check out a new product, cloudmysign.com. Thank you and have a good day.